one end of horizontal thick copper wire of length 2L and radius 2R is welded to an end of another horizontal thin copper wire of length capital L and radius capital R. When the arrangement is stretched by applying forces at two ends, the ratio of the elongation in the thin wire to that in the thick wire is. Solution. We know that elongation E is equal to F into L divided by AY. As per the question, force, Young's modulus Y are constants because both the wires are made with copper. So Y constant. Same force is applied on both the wires at both the ends. So F constant. That is R E is directly proportional to L divided by A. Or that implies E is directly proportional to L divided by R square. Area of cross section of the wire A can be written as pi R square. Again pi is constant. So therefore E is directly proportional to L divided by R square. Now as per the question, elongation of thin wire to the thick wire. Here second wire is thin wire, first wire is thick wire. So E2 by E1 is equal to L2 by L1 into R1 by R2 whole square. Second wire length is given L, first wire length is given 2L, and radius of the first wire is given 2R, second wire radius here R1 by R2. So second wire radius is R whole square. Here L cancel, R cancel. So that implies E2 divided by E1 is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 square is 4, or that is equal to 2. So where E2 is the elongation in the thin wire, E1 is the elongation in the thick wire. A uniform cylindrical wire is subjected to a longitudinal tensile stress of 5 into 10 power 7 Newton per meter square. The Young's modulus of the material of the wire is 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. The volume change in the wire is 0.02%. The fractional change in the radius is. Solution. For a cylindrical wire, we can write it as volume V is equal to pi R square L, or change in volume delta V by V can be written as pi constant. So 2 into delta R by R plus delta L by L, or 2 into delta R by R is equal to delta V by V minus delta L by L, or delta R by R is equal to 1 by 2 into delta V by V minus delta L by L. From Young's modulus Y is equal to F into L divided by A into delta L. That implies delta L by L can be written as F divided by A into Y, where F by A is stress. That implies delta L by L can be written as stress divided by Y, but stress is given in the question 5 into 10 power 8 divided by Y also given in the question, that is 2 into 10 power 11. So that implies delta L by L is equal to 2.5 into 10 power minus 4 longitudinal strain. Now from here, therefore delta R by R is equal to 1 by 2 into delta V by V is given in the question 0.02% minus delta L by L value 2.5 into 10 power minus 4, or that implies delta R by R is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 into 10 power minus 4 minus 2.5 into 10 power minus 4. So that implies delta R by R is equal to 1 by 2 into, see here, 2 minus 2.5 into 10 power minus 4, or that implies delta R by R is equal to 1 by 2 into minus 0.5 into 10 power minus 4. Minus 0.5 by 2, that implies modulus of delta R by R is equal to 0.25 into 10 power minus 4. 0.5 by 2 is 0.25. Negative sign indicates that when length increases, so radius of the wire decreases. That is the meaning of negative sign, or you can take it as quantity. Modulus of delta R by R is equal to 0.25 into 10 power minus 4. A rubber cord 10 meter long is suspended vertically. How much does it stretch under its own weight? Density of rubber is 1500 kg per meter cube, y is equal to 5 into 10 power 8 Newton per meter square, and small g is equal to 10 meter per second square. Solution: when a wire or a cord of length L is suspended vertically, but there is no load attached to the wire due to its own weight, if it extends, how much extends? That is the question. Let us assume that mg is the weight of this wire, and center of mass, weight is always acting from the center of mass, so that here in the place of L, effective length is L by 2 only. We know that elongation E is equal to F into L divided by, here L effective divided by A into Y, where L effective is equal to L by 2. So that implies E is equal to F is mg, L effective is L by 2 divided by A into Y. Further, M can be written as volume into density into GL divided by 2AY. That implies E is equal to, further volume can be written as area of cross section into length D into G into L divided by 2AY. Here A cancel. That implies E is equal to L square dG divided by 2Y. So that implies by substituting the given L is given 10, so 10 square, 10 into 10. Density is given 1500 into G is also given as 10 divided by 2 into Y is given 5 into 10 power 8 Newton per meter square. So here 2 5s are 10 cancel, and that is equal to, so 15 into 10 power 4 divided by 10 power 8, or E is equal to 15 into 10 power minus 4 meters. A toy cart is tied to the end of an unstretched string of length L. When revolved, the toy cart moves in horizontal circle with radius 2L and time period capital T. If it is seated until it moves in horizontal circle of radius L with period T1, relation between T and T1 is, Hooke's law is obeyed. Solution: so in the first case, when original length of the cord or wire is L, when it is rotated in a horizontal circle, so the centripetal force required F1 is equal to m into 2L into omega square, because the wire extends from L to 2L, that is elongation is length becomes double, so that is equal to m into 2L into 2 pi by T whole square, or that implies F1 is equal to So here 2 square is 4, 4 2 is 8, 8 m l pi square divided by t square. But from Young's modulus, y is equal to fl divided by a into delta L is the formula. Here f we can take it as f1 in the first case, original length L as it is, and area of cross section we can take it as a, and then delta L, so length increases from L to 2L, so elongation is also equal to L, so that is L cancel here, that implies f1 is equal to y into a, so therefore ya is equal to 8 m L pi square divided by t square. Let us assume it is equation number 1. In the second case, when the wire is still speeded, its length increases to 3L. So therefore, in the second case, F2 is equal to m into final length 3L into omega square. This is centrifugal force. So m into 3L into 2 pi by, now T1 is given time period, T1 square. So that is equal to, see here 2 square is 4, 4 3 is 12. 12 m L pi square divided by T1 square, it is F2. Again, similarly from y is equal to f into L by a into delta L. So that implies in the second case, y can be written as f, we can take it as f2, and now original length of the wire L divided by a into increase in length. So 2L to 3L. 2L to 3L means again increases to initially original length L is already 2L is there. 2L plus one more L. Total 3L. L plus L. Original length, total length is L plus L plus L. In that original length L and increase in length 2L. So here LL cancel. That implies F2 is equal to, so 2AY. Therefore, in the place of F2, if you can write that 2AY is equal to the 12 ml pi square divided by T1 square. 2 1s are 2 6. So AY is equal to 6 ml pi square divided by T1 square. Let us assume equation 2. From equations 1 and 2, so YA or AY both are same, LHS are equal. From equations 1 and 2, LHS are equal in both from 1 and 2. We can write it as, so 8 ml pi square divided by t square is equal to 6 ml pi square divided by t1 square. So 2 4s are 2 3s are ml cancel both sides, pi square cancel both sides. So what is remaining here? 4 by t square, or so t1 square is equal to 3t square by 4, or t1 is equal to root 3 by 2 t is the answer. t1 is equal to root 3 by 2 t. A slightly conical wire of length L and radii R1 and R2 is stretched by two forces, each of magnitude capital F, applied parallel to length in opposite directions and normal to end faces. If Y denotes the Young's modulus, then find the elongation of the wire. R1 is greater than R2. Solution. In the diagram, a non-uniform wire is given. As per the diagram given in the question, say here this is R2 is the radius at right end, and here R1 is given radius at left end, and length of the wire is given L. Let us now consider a small element of length dx. So this is small element of length dx at a distance x from the first end or left end. Let us imagine that a small, this not this length, dx, a small strip of length dx is assumed at a distance x from the left end. And at the position of dx, let us assume that radius is small r at the position of dx. If we can draw this line, straight line, and here let us take angle theta. In the diagram, tan theta is equal to, see here theta is here, tan theta is equal to, so this opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side total R2 and up to here is R1, so therefore R2 minus R1 divided by L. Or tan theta can also be written as, here this is total is R and this is R1, so we can also write R minus R1 divided by X or dx, X or dx, anything, or R minus R1 is equal to dx into tan theta, or this can be written as dr is equal to dx tan theta, or dx is equal to dr by tan theta. And we know that elongation small l or dl is equal to f into L total length divided by A into Y is the formula. Elongation or extension from the Young's modulus formula. DL or delta L is equal to F into L divided by AY. This is here length for small element where capital L is equal to dx. Now we are calculating extension for small element of length dx. So therefore dl can be written as f into dx divided by a into y. Total elongation or total elongation E can be written as integral R1 to R2, left end to right end, R1 to R2 to dl. That implies E is equal to integral R1 to R2 f into dx by a into y, or that is integral R1 to R2 f by ay into dx value. So dx is equal to dr by tan theta, or that implies E is equal to f into a, generally you can write it as pi r square, y constant, integral R1 to R2, so dr by tan theta, or that is equal to f divided by pi y tan theta integral R1 to R2 dr by r square. We know that integral dr by r square is equal to minus 1 by r. That implies E is equal to f divided by pi y tan theta. See here, tan theta is equal to R2 minus R1 by L. So that tan theta can be written as R2 minus R1 by L goes to numerator. And here minus 1 by R limits R1 to R2, or that is equal to FL divided by pi y into r2 minus r1 is equal to first upper limit, then lower limit. So, into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2, because minus 1 by r2 minus of minus 1 by r1. So that I can write like this. And that implies E is equal to FL divided by pi y into R2 minus R1 into, see, in the numerator you can write it as R1 R2 LCM. So here R2 minus R1 numerator. So R2 minus R1 cancel, so that our answer is FL divided by pi y R1 R2.